Let's look at the top 10 richest athletes in the world. If you're new to the channel and you want to see the luxurious life that the 1% live in, subscribe and click the bell. That way you never miss a video. Every year there seems to be more and more money in sport. Players get bought for record-breaking sums, and there's always a new record-breaking contract in the news. As social media continues to grow, the endorsement deals grow more lucrative as well. But it takes more than just a good wage to make it into today's list, and today's number 1 spot will show you just how true that is. Number 10. Michael Schumacher, net worth of $600 million. Michael Schumacher is probably the greatest Formula 1 driver of all time. Michael is one of just a handful of athletes who earned more than $1 billion during their career. At the peak of his career, he made $80 to $100 million per year. Of that, he earned $10 million a year to wear a shell hat during public appearances. Tragically, Michael's career was cut short after a skiing accident in December 2013 that left him with a traumatic brain injury. Before then, though, he spent a lot of his money on charities. In his last 5 years of driving, he donated a total of $50 million to UNESCO and is believed to have donated well over $100 million to charities during his life. At the time of his accident, Michael's house was an $11.6 million mansion in Switzerland on the shores of Lake Geneva. He also owns a 494-acre horse ranch in Texas. And in 2018, Michael's wife bought a $40 million property in Mallorca, Spain, that spans 160,000 square feet. Number 9. Lionel Messi, net worth of $600 million. Footballing legend Lionel Messi made most of his money playing for the Barcelona Football Club. His earth-shattering 2017 contract with Barcelona gave Messi an average base annual salary of $168 million. He also earns roughly $40 million per year from endorsements, which meant under that contract, he was making around $200 million per year. The footballing superstar is regularly seen wearing his Rolex Oyster Perpetual Yachtmaster, which is worth around $27,000. Messi transports his family around the globe in his $15 million 2004 Gulfstream V private jet. Where does he take them though? Well, why not to one of the numerous hotels he owns? Or perhaps it's home to his $7 million mansion outside of Barcelona. Number 8 is Junior Bridgman, net worth of $600 million. Junior Bridgman is an American retired professional basketball player who never earned more than $350,000 a year. He spent his money wisely though, and became a highly successful fast food entrepreneur with the Wendy's franchise. He owned over 160 Wendy's and over 118 Chili's before selling them all in 2016. It might not sound glamorous, but it obviously worked for him. Very little is known about Bridgman's private life, as he prefers to stay away from the spotlight. We do know he sits on the board of directors for the Professional Golfers Association, so you can guarantee he has a nice bag of clubs in his car. Him and his wife of 34 years, Doris, have 3 children who all work in the family business. 2 have MBAs, and the youngest, Eden, is studying for hers at the moment. Number 7. Eddie Jordan, net worth of $600 million. Yes, a lot of athletes have a net worth of $600 million. Apparently, it's just the trendy place to be right now. Eddie Jordan is an Irish former racing driver and business guru who now works as part of the Formula 1 broadcast team. Eddie Jordan obtained his net worth by being the founder and owner of the Jordan Grand Prix team, which he sold for $400 million. Though much of his private life is secret, back in 2014, the F1 mogul allowed the world to see the inside of his 155-foot super yacht. The $41.8 million boat, which came complete with a bar, hot tub, and nightclub, looked like the inside of a swanky 5-star hotel. It has 5 ensuite double bedrooms for guests, which were spread across its 3 decks. Number 6. Magic Johnson, net worth of $620 million. Earvin Magic Johnson Jr. is a retired American basketball player who played point guard for the Lakers for 13 seasons. During his playing career, Magic earned just over $18 million in salary and several million more in endorsements. In retirement, he launched a business empire called Magic Johnson Enterprises that's valued at over $1 billion today. How would you spend that kind of money? Well, Magic Johnson rented out an extravagant super yacht for $1.1 million a week and invited his celebrity friends to cruise around Europe. And he does that every single summer. When not on the yacht, Magic can be found in his $20 million Beverly Hills mansion, which features 7 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, and a trophy room. Number 5. Tiger Woods, net worth of $800 million. Since turning pro in 1996, Tiger's earnings top $1.5 billion. Roughly 92.4% of his career earnings come from endorsements, with the biggie being a deal with Gatorade that was worth $100 million over 5 years. While being a big earner, Woods is also a big spender. Tiger owns a $25 million yacht that he named Privacy. He sometimes sleeps on the yacht during tournaments that are near water. He owns a $54 million Gulfstream G550 private jet. The only time Tiger has flown commercially in the last 15 years was in January 2017, when he was traveling from Los Angeles to Dubai. When not going by air or water to his next golf tournament, Tiger can be found at his 12-acre oceanfront property in Florida that's worth at least $55 million. Number 4. Anna Kazbrzak, net worth of $1 billion. The first billionaire on our list and the first person you might not have heard of. Anna is a Danish dressage rider who represented Denmark at the Summer Olympics in 2012 and 2016. Anna's late grandfather, Carl Tusby, founded the shoe company Echo in 1963. Today, the company generates more than $1.5 billion in annual revenue. The 32-year-old runs a private dressage barn in Haderslev, Denmark. She likes to buy and breed horses, and when you think that the most expensive horse ever sold cost $70 million, you can bet it's an expensive hobby. Apart from that though, almost nothing is known about the heiress's private life. Number 3. Ion Siriac, net worth of $1.2 billion. Now, for another name you may not know. Ion Siriac is a Romanian businessman and former professional ice hockey and tennis player. For much of the last decade, Ion Siriac was the richest former professional athlete in the world, and his net worth peaked at around $2 billion. In 1990, he founded his own bank in Romania, which he called Banca Siriac, which is where much of his money came from. Siriac's car collection counts over 300 cars, out of which 150 are exhibited in his museum. It's not only the sheer number that counts though. For instance, it houses the world's only collection of all 6 Rolls-Royce Phantom models made pre-1972, the cheapest of which starts at well over $100,000. Number 2. Vince McMahon, net worth of $1.8 billion. Okay, back to people you should definitely know. Vince earned his fortune and fame as the CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment, more commonly known as WWE. Vince owns 28.7 million shares of WWE stock, which at the moment equates to $1.7 billion. Vince and his family live in Greenwich, Connecticut, which is roughly a 30-minute drive from WWE's corporate headquarters in Stamford. His Greenwich mansion was last valued at $40 million in 2007, and we can't even imagine what it's worth now. He has a private yacht, which is 47 feet long, and he owns a WWE jet. A new Bombardier Global 5000 jet goes for about $50 million on the market, but instead of buying it outright, Vince has been paying $400,000 every quarter since 2013 to clear a loan he took out for it. There are some great stories about this plane, but the oddest one we've heard is that Vince doesn't let his guests poo while on board. Before we move on to number 1, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and click the bell. That way, you'll be the first to see our next luxury video. Number 1. Michael Jordan, net worth of $2.2 billion. During his NBA career, Michael earned a total of $93.7 million in salary. During 1996, he became the first athlete in history to earn over $30 million per year in salary. Today, Michael earns $100 million per year from endorsements and various other business ventures, which is more than he earned in salary for his entire 16-year basketball career. Jordan might be best known nowadays for his Air Jordan Nike shoes. 8% of all basketball shoe sales worldwide are Air Jordans, and the brand generates over $2.5 billion in annual sales for Nike. Jordan earns $4 per shoe sold, which makes his annual Nike royalty check around $80 to $100 million. When not selling shoes, Michael relaxes in his lavish mansion in Florida. The 26,000 square foot, 11-bedroom home sits on 3 acres of land he bought in 2011 for $4.8 million. Then, the basketball star spent 2 years and $7.6 million constructing a dream home. The house boasts 11 bedrooms, an athletic wing with a full-size basketball court, obviously, and a state-of-the-art media room. Michael Jordan also owns a $50 million customized Gulfstream Ford private jet that shuttles him to and from houses all over the world. Sometimes taking the private jet is too fast though. This is when his $80 million yacht comes in handy. The 230-foot boat boasts 8 cabins fit for a king, with each accessible by a lift, bathrooms with granite finishes, and of course a basketball court. Just because he's sailing the high seas doesn't mean he can't prove to his guests that he's still the greatest of all time. Click the video on the screen to see another luxury video.